Chapter 11, Mishnah 5. The Mishnah discusses how the lechem apanim were arranged on the shulchan, table. The shulchan was 10 tefachim long and 5 tefachim wide. The lechem apanim were 10 tefachim long and 5 tefachim wide each, as was taught in the previous Mishnah. The Kohen places each loaf with its length along the width of the shulchan. Since the length of the bread was 10 tefachim and the width of the shulchan was only 5 tefachim, when the bread was placed lengthwise along the width of the shulchan, the bread extended 5 tefachim beyond the shulchan, 2.5 tefachim on each side. He bends upward 2.5 tefachim from here, on one end of the loaf, and 2.5 tefachim from there, on the other end of the loaf. He does this with both stacks of loaves. Thus, the length of the bread fills the entire width of the shulchan. These are the words of Rabbi Yehuda. The next Tana makes different calculations. Rabbi Meir says the shulchan was 12 tefachim long and 6 tefachim wide. The lechem apanim were 10 tefachim long and 5 tefachim wide. The Kohen places each loaf with its length along the width of the shulchan. Since the shulchan was 6 tefachim wide, when the bread, which was 10 tefachim long, was placed lengthwise along the width of the shulchan, it extended 4 tefachim beyond the shulchan, overlapping each side by 2 tefachim. He bends upward 2 tefachim from here, on one end of the loaf, and 2 tefachim from there, on the other end of the loaf. He does this with both stacks and loaves, and leaves 2 tefachim of open spaces between the stacks, so that the air will flow between the loaves and keep them from becoming moldy. The next Tana agrees with Rabbi Meir that there was a space between the 2 stacks of bread, but maintains that the space was not left entirely empty. Abba Shaul says there, i.e. in the space between the stacks, they would place the 2 spoons of levona of the lechem hapanim. The sages question Abba Shaul's opinion. They said to him, but it has already been stated in the Torah, in Vayikra, chapter 24, verse 7, and you shall place on, al, the stack pure levona. The word al, on, teaches us that the levona was placed on the bread, 1 spoon of each of the stacks, not on the shulchan next to the bread. Abba Shaul replies, Abba Shaul said to them, but it has already been stated regarding the camps of Israel in the wilderness in Bamidbar chapter 2 verse 20, and on the tribe of Ephraim, alav, was the tribe of Menachos. We see that the term alav, and similarly the word al, from which it is derived, can mean near. So too with regard to spoons of levona, the Torah means that they should be placed next to the stacks of bread.